Hi, how are you? It is another edition of Sacred in the Everyday Transformation. So, today I am talking about the 3 things you should know about discipline. Now, discipline and disciple, they come from the same root word, but I'm not going to go into language. And I'm not talking like discipline like you're naughty, right? And disciplining your child, because sometimes that's what we think of. Like we mess up, we need to be disciplined. I'm not talking about that kind of discipline. I'm talking about the follow through kind of discipline. And so I have 3 things that you should know about discipline. The first thing is, especially if you're not very strong in self-discipline, is that start small with micro goals. And so let's say your goal is to lose your year goals, to lose 10 pounds, okay? And one of your progressive goals is to go to the gym every day. A micro goal could be as small as putting your tennis shoes next to the bed. If that is something that you just don't do every day, like, oh, I'm going to exercise, well, maybe you put your tennis shoes next to the bed. So you put those on. Or you put them in your car knowing you'll go to the gym after work, right? And then maybe the next day, your discipline is you actually drive by the gym. You did it. You went to the gym. And then progressive, micro goals. Another thing is about discipline is that you need to dial it in. Or I've also heard it called set up for success. And so setting yourself up for success, right? Again, let's go with I'm going to lose 10 pounds this year and maintain it, right? Lose and maintain. And with that, part of your goal, one of your bigger goals is going to be eating healthy. But right now you have a lot of processed foods in your pantry. You have a lot of frozen meals. You have not a lot of fruits, vegetables, things that you can just pick up or have prepped for snack. And so to dial it in, you empty out the stuff that you don't want to be eating, right? And that doesn't mean eat it. You could, if it's not open, you could give it to a food shelf, especially if it's shelf stable, right? You can give it to a food shelf. Or if it is open, throw it away. I know it's money down the drain. But money down the drain for something that's not good, or money down the drain later, that you could be wasting more money in the hospital or fighting a disease like diabetes, something like that. And so that's a way to dial in your discipline, is to clean out the cupboards. Again, if it's a micro goal and it's very stressful for you, start with the freezer. Throw it away because you can't give that away. Start with the fridge, the super high sugary drinks, even the ones that are sweetened with sweetener, which is not good for you at all. But it also triggers your insulin release, so that's not going to help. Anyway, sidetracked. Anyway, or you start with one particular cupboard, maybe the smallest cupboard that you have processed foods in. And you go, okay, opened, trash. Not opened, food shelf bag. Do that. That made it easier when I was starting over each Lent to get rid of processed foods. Until I finally got the hang of not eating processed foods because they were gross tasting and I felt terrible after. That's the good thing about once you start retraining your body to not like those foods, you go back and go, oh, let me taste that. And then you go, oh, that was not so good. And I do not feel good either. So that's just a way to dial in the discipline. So start small, micro goals, dial in the discipline. The third one is challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to do it for 21 days. If it takes you 21 days to be in the gym, then do it. It's okay. Do the discipline. If it takes you 21 days to eat healthier or cook 5 of your meals at home versus eating out all the time, then do it. Start with meal prep, right? Or maybe your goal is to find a meal prep service if you can afford it. Or me, I love Mealime, which is a great meal planning tool. That's one of my favorites. A lot better than other ones that I've tried in the past. Your bonus tip is be persistent. So some goals like losing 10 pounds. If you are me or like me, losing 10 pounds is huge. Like I've gotten 10 down. It took me all last year to go down 10 pounds, but I did it. It may take me another year to go down another 10 pounds, but I'm doing it. And so, for example, what I tell people when they want to start intermittent fasting, start with the 12 and 12. That's pretty easy. Stop eating, for example, at supper time, 7 o'clock, whatever the end of your supper is. And then don't start eating. So no bedtime snacks, no early snacking. That's the way to do it. If you can't do a 12 and 12, just stop snacking. That will help. And so those are just bonus tips. As you can tell, that's my fitness goal, is to lose weight. And these are the different things that I've done to continue to be a healthier me. So not just losing weight, but be healthier. Because when I started intermittent fasting, I did it to lose weight. What I found, what I gained, or actually lost, I lost all that extra water weight, all that bloated weight. I lost sizes, and I'm looking at my ankles, like the lines around my ankles from my socks. I don't have those anymore. I feel better. I have more energy. I can tell when I stop doing IF because there's I can't get it quite fit in. And for example, Mother's Day weekend, I was on vacation with my family. Yes, I did all the cooking because I wanted to control the food and not eat out, right? Or eat out as much. And I felt compelled, and not by everybody else, but by myself, to actually eat with everybody else. Because if the cook ain't cooking, then what's wrong with the food, right? So that's just something to think about. And so it took me a while, and it's taken me a while to come back from that. And that was a month ago, right? Pretty much a month ago. And so I've had to start over on the IF journey and go, okay, cut out the snacking. Okay, 12 and 12, et cetera, et cetera. And just keep working, skipping breakfast. All right. So let me just recap your 3+1 steps on what you should know about discipline. Number 1, start small. Micro goals are awesome for that. Dial in the discipline. Set yourself up for success. Challenge yourself to do it for 21 days because it takes about that long for your brain to carve a new groove and get a new habit going. And your bonus step is, of course, be persistent. Keep going. And that's the hard part with discipline, is you have to keep going. So I've got a couple of ways for you to kick discipline into high gear. And what I am super excited about, at this time, it is June of 2021 as of this recording. And anyone who joins me this month, so June 1st through June 30th of 2021, as a member or an ambassador, I will rebate you $37 for your membership or $47 for your ambassador membership, I guess is what you want to call it. So you can't get both. You can't become a member on June 2nd, like what today is, and then tomorrow become an ambassador. It doesn't work like that. You can pick one or the other. And at this moment, actually, we can only enroll ambassadors until June 7th. And on June 7th, you can actually enroll as a member. So I am super, super duper excited for that. And then another thing is that I have in the description is a related article called Conquering Everyday Mountains. So again, this just addresses the discipline. It goes into more detail of what discipline is and how to achieve these 3+1 steps. If you have any other questions, go ahead and put comments and questions in the comments, or even comments in the comments. Like and subscribe, definitely, especially if you're on YouTube. Thanks, and you have a great evening.